What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Fireside Yankees. As you can see, unless you are blind watching or listening to this podcast episode, we are joined by the Fireside Yankee fam member, Wabe, Gabriel, Mr. Playoff Tanaka. It has been a long time since we've had Gabe on the channel, but that's not going to be the case going forward. We're going to try to make him not a regular, because, we already got a lot of mouths to feed over here, but we're going to have him on more as the season progresses. But today is the first episode with Gabe where we're going to be talking about the Yankees season so far. And before we kind of dive into things, my man, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Nick. Thanks for having me back. I think we space it out, pretty well. No one wants to see me too much, but just like every couple months, like they could take me, you know what I mean? So, I'm a huge Fireside fan, man. You guys are killing it,
Oh,
and I'm happy. I'm happy to be on.
that's always kind words from Gabe. So well spoken as always. Can we get that in writing? But no, it's good. It's great to have you on again, man. This episode, I just want to kind of dive into your thoughts so far in the Yankees season. Some guys that are standing out, some guys that are disappointing. We probably have a couple that we know of that are pretty easy pickings. It's like those videos on TikTok where it's like, oh yeah, you're easy pickings. Aaron Hicks. But we're gonna kind of dive into a couple of guys that have been playing well this year. Some amazing performances, especially from guys like Glaber, who have been on fire. But before we dive into that, I wanted to let you know that Tyler Wade so far in AAA Las Vegas with the Las Vegas Aviators for the Oakland A's organization is OPSing 551 with 3 steals. So there's your daily T Dizzle update. That'll turn around pretty soon. It'll be like 1,000 OPS. Just give him some time to get his feet wet. New organization, all that shit. But Gabe, before we talk about more individual players, who do you think's been the standout guy from this Yankees start 4-2, which isn't amazing, don't get me wrong. Obviously you want to be 6-0, but 4-2 is pretty damn good. So who do you think's leading the charge right now?
I think everyone knows who I'm going to say. I'll give you the layup answer. Glaber Torres has been like the best we've ever seen him, can I say? Like through these 6 games. He's stealing like a madman. He looks like Ricky Henderson out there. He's playing a good second base. He's walking a ton, and he just looks so controlled at the bat. He's got 2 homers, both the right field, which that's kind of how Glaber's going well when he's shooting fastballs the other way. But it's been so refreshing to see. He's been happy. He's been smiling. We saw him, with Trevi yesterday, hugging and dancing in the dugout. But Glaber Torres has been awesome, and a lot of people wanted him traded last year, this offseason, and he's really proven them wrong so far.
They're fools, all of them. They got to eat their words. And now that he's playing well, those people are not allowed to just jump on the "oh yeah, I love Glaber" train. You can't do that. You gotta put your money where your mouth is. And they were it's so nice to see Glaber play well because Glaber wants to stay in New York. I'm sure you saw this quote that he said where he's like, every time I'm in the lineup, I just try to give 200%. I just want to be here a long time. I feel at home. It's enough to make a grown man cry, honestly. You think about the Baby Bombers group that he was initially a part of with Judge, with Austin, with Gary, and now it's just he and Judge left. Sevy was there as well, but I guess you could call Sevy a Baby Bomber. But
Yeah,
Sevy's
yeah.
future is honestly almost as unclear, if not now more unclear, than Glaber's future with the organization, given all the injuries and whatnot. But if Glaber keeps this up, do you think the Yankees should look at extending him? Like if Glaber posts like a 280, 370, 500, like
Oof.
480 line, do you give Glaber Torres like a 7-year deal?
Yeah, why not, man? Everybody loves a good homegrown player. Glaber Torres, he's a very good baseball player. And there's been a couple times, couple stretches where, his head isn't fully there. He's unsure about his future as a Yankee and he struggles a little bit, after the deadline last year, All-Star break. But I'd have no problem with them giving him an extension. I think he's a great Yankee. Like you said, he wants to be a Yankee. So yeah, man, 7 years. He's only 26 years old. He's
Yeah,
entering his prime. Like, let's go. Make
I know,
Glaber
dude.
a Yankee for life.
It'd
I'm
be
in.
that'd be crazy. Glaber Torres, 14-year extension. Give it to me. But no, I think he's
Oh,
a guy that should definitely be considered for an extension. I was saying it all off season too, where it's like you could probably get him at not a team discount, I wouldn't say, because he knows his value. But if Glaber wants to be a Yankee for life, you could see a kind of Judge situation going on where Judge turned down $400 million from the Padres because he wanted to be a Yankee for life. I know 360 million is so much less money than 400 million. How would he ever survive? But it shows that he did want to be a Yankee, and I feel like the same would fall for Glaber. I mean, he's got a 24% walk rate right now, an 8% strikeout rate, 5 stolen bases, which leads the Yankees, and I think is tied for the lead in
I think
baseball.
yeah, it leads major, which is insane.
Who would have thought that? And a 265 WRC plus. Like the dude is on fire to start this season. 1.349 OPS. He's OPSing almost 1,400. Like this is the next coming of Barry Bonds, everyone. Not Aaron Judge last year. Gleyber Torres this year. But I don't know. I'm very hyped, very happy for Gleyber personally. Like I know it means a lot for him and his confidence. And I think that having him in the lineup basically every day now is a must for the Yankees. Like we've seen a couple
Oh
of
yeah.
interesting lineup choices tossed out there. One of which no one was a fan of in the punt game, which was, I believe, the Tuesday night game. But I don't think it's the end of the world that the Yankees are kind of mixing it up right now. What are your thoughts on the fact that the Yankees are kind of already switching the lineups here and there? We're trying to get Hicks more at bats. IKF's probably going to play a lot more now that Donaldson's injured. But what do you think of that? Do you think it means anything, or do you think it's simply early season, keep the guys healthy, see what works?
Yeah, I think it's definitely just that. We know how the Yankees kind of treat April. They treat it a little bit as a second spring training almost. They want to get
Yeah,
everybody rest. It's almost like a revolving door, like some people call it. Everybody gets an off day. Stanton rests one day, DJ rests the next day, Rizzo. And I mean, I'm fine with it. Get if it's August and we're in the middle of a pennant race, like obviously you want to put your best lineup out there. But
yeah,
one thing I've been pretty happy about is the lineup, like the top five has been pretty consistent. Like DJ's been leading off. DJ is leading off. Like he's the leadoff hitter. He's been awesome. Judge is a two hitter. Rizzo's a three hitter. Stanton's a four hitter. Glaber's a five hitter. Like that seems like that's what their top five is, which last year there really wasn't that consistency. Like I was looking back and Judge and Rizzo were flip flopping 2, 3. DJ was hitting five some games. Donaldson was hitting first to start the year. Like it seems like they kind of have a little bit of a better idea. Yeah, Donaldson lead
that
off.
still
Great,
always makes me laugh.
great memories there, man.
I mean,
Um,
the walk off on opening day was great memories, or maybe it was like the opening weekend
yes,
against Boston.
yeah, no, that was opening day last year.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, and the whole thing with Hicks, like I don't get Oswaldo sitting 2 days in a row. Like Oswaldo needs to be a guy just like how any of the other starters are in the lineup. He
He
needs
should
to
be a
play.
regular at this point.
Exactly. Yeah. He needs whether he's playing left field, whether he's playing right, center, any of the infield positions, he needs to play as much as the other starters. I mean, at least, he was awesome last year and he had a fantastic spring training. He needs to play pretty much every day.
He's
So
starting off
resting,
hot too to the season. I think he's batting
yeah,
like
he's got a
290 with a
couple.
couple
Yeah,
walks.
he looks all right. Yeah, he has a couple nice like 106 mile per hour singles. I think I saw.
Ooh.
But yeah, yeah, pretty much it. Yeah, and Hicks.
Yeah, that's a
I
good
guess we'll
transition.
save.
What do you
Oh, we're gonna
think
talk
of
about Hicks
Hicks?
now.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Hicks. We got to do it.
Ooh,
I got to get the playoff Tanaka
ooh,
download on this. What do you think about his comments that he made? Do you think there anything more? Like personally, one, I get him wanting to play. Name
yeah,
one MLB player that doesn't want to play baseball. If they're not wanting to play baseball, they probably shouldn't be in the league. But two, I mean, have some self awareness and accountability. Like realize maybe you're not playing for a reason and it's not just a vendetta against you and the team's trying to hide their role from you. What are your thoughts on it?
yeah. I mean, I have some empathy for Hicks, man. Like I feel for
He's a
him.
human being. I feel that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a he's a father and all that. But yeah. I mean, the quotes weren't great. A lot of people were on his back about it. But I'm kind of more on the side where like he does like he wants to be an everyday player. He's been an everyday player for a solid part of his career. I don't know if going to the media to say that stuff is the right move, and I don't know if he's doing that because he doesn't want to be a Yankee anymore, and that's kind of like him. Please trade me, And I wouldn't. I don't think I'd want to be a Yankee anymore if I was in his shoes either. To be completely fair,
I mean, look
but
at
I don't
Gallo
know.
last year.
Yeah, it's turning into the Gallo situation. Remember, we got
Yeah.
those quotes where he was like, "I can't leave my apartment anymore," like all that stuff. Like I'm scared to leave, which it was like kind of sad, man.
Yeah.
And I think we're kind of there with Hicks. Like what role does he have on this team? He's getting booed like ruthlessly after every at bat, and
Yeah.
like he looks lost up there. Like, does he need to become like the designated away player or something. Like he just can't play at home.
Designated away play. Yankee
Someone said
fans
that to me the other
travel in
day.
the masses when they see Hicks in the lineup.
Yeah, Hicks can only play like I don't even know, like
Fully games.
on the road, but not in Tampa because there's too many Yankee fans there.
Yeah, and not in any big games either. So Hicks, you're ready for your 38 games this year, dog. Get ready. I
Hmm.
mean, the 2 games he played as well, the back to backs. Again, I'm not gonna it's beating a dead horse when you say Aaron Hicks is not a good baseball player because I think everyone knows that. Like
Yeah,
Hicks is last year,
right
he had a
now.
1.3 or 1.4 F4. He was far from the worst player in the league. Don't get me wrong, I don't think he was good, but to say he's like useless, worthless, the worst player they've ever seen is a bit much. But I understand why a lot of Yankees fans get on his case because one, he's making a good amount of money. Two, he's said a lot of things out there and he's expressed his frustration before the recent quotes. And three, when Aaron Hicks was an everyday feature in the lineup, we expected more out of someone that was playing 130 games a year. So I guess I understand the Yankee side of it and the Yankees fan side of it, but I also do,
Yeah,
like you said, feel for Aaron Hicks. I think a trade would be in everyone's best interest. I just
yeah,
don't know where to. Like, I don't know what team would want to take on the contract. And if the Yankees would have to eat the contract, where that kind of narrows it down to. Because no contender wants Aaron Hicks.
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if Aaron Hicks, maybe the Yankees eat the final 2 years of that contract, and
That's a
they
good.
take 1 year. I don't know, maybe something like that. I mean, I could see him going to just like a random team and playing solid baseball. Like not anything special, but I mean, I could see him being a decent 105 OPS plus left fielder, center fielder, decent defense, pretty good speed. But yeah, I mean, with the booing, back to that, like I feel like at this point, it's almost the Yankee fans are booing just like the existence of Hicks more than
Yeah,
Hicks himself.
they've made
Like
up their mind before he
they're
even steps up to
booing
the plate.
no, but like they're booing Cashman, they're booing the front office. Like, get this guy off our team more than they're booing, the performance. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
he could hit a grand slam and they'd be booing him.
I wouldn't be. I wonder what it would take for Yankee fans to cheer Hicks when he came up to bat.
It got to
Like
be like a walk-off Game 7 winner. That's like the only redemption.
yeah, and then they'd be like, he's all right. He's all right.
Hicks has some positive qualities. I
Yeah.
mean, he walks a lot. But I guess transitioning into some more positive talk here, I I've talked about this in the past in a couple of episodes, and you also likely know this. It's very, very difficult to repeat as MVP in this league, especially given how talented everyone is nowadays. I mean, you got the AL, the NL, both sides of the league have just countless guys that are considered elite baseball players, superstars in their own right. But do you think Aaron Judge is already kind of a front runner for MVP this year? I mean, he's OPSing 1032 to start, has a pair of dingers, couple walks. His strikeout rate's 38.5%, but that'll for sure normalize. I mean, the dude's
Yeah.
already getting terrible calls at the ankles because he's 6 foot fucking 7, as Aaron Boone would like to
Yeah.
say. He's fucking 6'7". But he's got a 190 WRC plus. So do you think it's possible that Judge does the not impossible, but the improbable in repeating as AL MVP following his historic year?
I mean, absolutely, man. I mean, I think it's going to be him and Otani, like, for the foreseeable future up
No
there. I mean,
Jordan?
yeah, you're down too. I
Now
mean,
that he's playing the outfield.
he's special. Yeah, I mean, I don't think his defense grades out as well, but he's still
Yeah.
just a special player there.
Yeah, it's like the
But I
McMahon quote
mean,
where it's like, that was
and you
so
got
short.
Mike Trout too. J Ram is always up there. But I
Tim
mean,
Anderson.
yeah, hey, he's a good player, man. I like T.
He is, but imagine if we have like a crazy year where it's like Anderson and Donaldson are the 2 MVP
Oh my god.
finalists.
We get like a commercial of them. Like, remember like the Yelich and Bellinger commercial? Like, no, but
With Donaldson and Anderson.
dude, I kind of want to live in that universe a little
I
bit.
want
That'd be
Donaldson to
pretty
play
cool.
well, don't get me wrong, but if he has an
Yeah.
MVP season, I that would be I mean, he's got to play first of all. The dude's already injured, like with a
Yeah,
hamstring injury.
I'm not counting on a Donaldson MVP season, but you never know. Like, crazier
Yeah,
things have happened.
you're
But
right.
yeah, I mean, ever since Judge kind of, he's always been an incredible player, but late 2021, he kind of made the adjustment with his hands. He said he brought them down lower and then started bringing them back. Ever since then, he's just been on a different level of playing. All of last year and into this year, obviously. I mean, I think you can almost pencil him in if he plays the full season, which no reason not to think that he won't.
Well, unless you're
That
John
he'll
Smoltz.
I was just gonna say, unless you're John Smoltz,
Then you're like,
who
he's a shoo-in for a 90-game season.
yeah, if he could just stay healthy, that Judge. No, but yeah, I think he's almost a shoo-in for like 7, 8, 9 more guys, which is like
Insane.
right, pretty much. And which is crazy. That's still significantly lower than his 11.4 were last year. But
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely, I could see him repeating. Why not, man? I mean, pencil him in. 48
Live it up,
homers.
baby. Dude, if he
Yeah.
and Glaber as the 1-2, that would do miracles on me. He's done miracle. Now I guess kind of transition to the last thing I'd like to talk about here in this episode. The Yankees pitching has been quite an interesting storyline to follow this spring. I mean, Garrett Cole, one, the undisputed ace, he's come out firing. I feel like this year is already feeling different for him than years in the past. Like maybe he's coming out there with something to prove, shutting up all those morons that had him outside the top 10, top 15 starting pitchers, and he's just firing out there. I mean, he's already thrown, what is it? I think it's like 12.1 innings of shutout baseball so far with like 18 Ks, 19
Technically
Ks.
one run from the pitch clock violation.
Okay, well, oh
And
god.
then Johnny let him score. I mean,
That
yeah,
was
I
so
mean
funny too after where he's like, God damn it, as soon as it
that
happens.
that was funny, yeah. Classic Cole. Yeah,
Yeah.
we've got some good Cole hot mics this season so
Yeah,
far.
the
Like it's been a lot of
the
fun.
Jesus what is it? Jesus Laz, that's what it was.
Jesus last. Oh yeah, that was a good one. Yeah.
But no,
um,
I think the pitching has been very solid to start. Johnny Brito's been elite. But what I kind of wanted to ask you is once we get Severino and Rodon back here, if I had to guess, early May is when we'd have them both back. Maybe end of April if we're lucky. Rodon actually could be back in the next week or two. But what
yeah.
do you think the Yankees do with the kind of rotating, not rotate, but the trio of Schmidt, Herman, and Brito? Which one do
Ooh.
you think earns that like fifth spot when we have a fully healthy rotation?
I mean, I'm definitely higher on Brito and Schmidt. Their stuff I think is just better than Herman's. And Brito looked awesome in that Sunday start. I mean, he looked so good. He's younger than both of them. I think if I had to put money on one of them, I'd probably say Herman gets the fifth spot when everyone's healthy because he's just, he's older. He's pitched more innings as a starter. He has a solid amount of experience as a starter, pitched pretty well last year. So if I had to put money, I'd say Herman. But I mean, I'm kind of really in on Brito. And Schmidt's got really good stuff too, man. Like I know he gave up a couple bombs in his start on Saturday, but
Yeah.
I mean, any of those three. I mean, to have one of those three as your seven starter and six. I mean, that's a pretty deep rotation there. I mean, but I just want to see more of Johnny Brito. I love that changeup. Oh my god.
Yeah, his changeup's disgusting. And again,
Yeah.
credit where credit's due. Domingo Herman, if he just stopped throwing his fastball, could be a pretty good starting pitcher.
Yeah, he's
Like
got
we
that
saw it. He
curveball's
struck out. Yeah,
awesome.
the curveball and his changeup were
His
looking
change, yeah.
filthy in his debut for the 2023 season. Struck out 8 guys in I believe 4 2/3 innings. Of course,
Yeah.
gave up a couple of runs, and then Michael King came in and gave up a couple more base runners that he had stranded. But the problem with Herman is just that his fastball is so lifeless. It's like when you're like staring at someone and they just have the dead eyes. That's Domingo Herman's fastball. It's just dead eyes. It's like when he pitches it, hitters are like, okay, well, I'm sending this one into the seats. Like Brandon Marsh hit a 440-foot bomb to dead center off of his fastball. And if you're giving up 440-foot bombs to Brandon Marsh, maybe you should not be throwing the fastball. Just a thought. But I do like the Yankees, the fact that like you said, they have a 5, 6, 7 starter right now, honestly. And that depth is something that really plays into the season as it progresses. We saw last year the Yankees desperately needed innings from some guys. And if we can have Brito be one of those guys, if we can have Schmidt, of course, Herman, of course, and even some other potentials like Matt Crook or Daivi Garcia or Randy Vasquez factoring in this year,
Yeah.
that could be a really talented staff. And that's not even looking at the bullpen, which I'll transition to here to end up to wrap up the episode. Jeez, Nick. The Yankees bullpen, dude, honestly, I still think it's the best in baseball, and I'm not worried about Michael King's velocity drop. He said it's just mechanical stuff, and I do
Yeah.
believe he'll get right. But the the fucking Don Marinaccio
Your
has
boy.
been on fire to start this season. I already think he's gonna be an all-star. We talked about this on Twitter.
Yeah.
but he's just genuinely the stuff he has this year is insane. Like he's still only throwing like 94 with his fastball, but now that he's got that slider kind of sweeper working for him, it
Yeah.
really allows him to play off his changeup a lot more because he can throw the slider away to righties and then come right back inside on him with the changeup. Like the Don, I think he's got what already 3 innings worth of pitching with like five
Yeah, I have it
strikeouts.
here. 3 1/3 innings pitched already. 16.2 Ks per nine. He's averaging,
That's
which is
beautiful. That's beautiful. I
pretty
think he's
awesome.
already got like point 0.1 F4, point 0.2 F4, which may not seem like
Yeah.
much, but for relievers, he's already on
Oh
pace
yeah,
for
man.
probably 1.5, 2 for the season. That could be top 15, top 10 in baseball. And people laughed when I said Marinaccio was going to be the best reliever in baseball.
Yeah,
What? Who's
dude.
laughing now?
In in spring training, I thought it was weird when they announced like Marinaccio has made the team. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
obviously.
Well,
Like,
you
why?
never know
I
at the
didn't feel like they
Yankees. He had
needed to
options.
announce that. Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, that would have been crazy. No,
If
dude,
they
he
optioned
looks
him down, I would be
awesome.
cheering on the New York Mets. Yes. Me and Frank the Tank would be buddies.
I mean, it's not going so great over in Metsland right now. I feel
No, no, I made the right
thoughts and
choice.
prayers to Frank the Tank. But
The season's over. It's already done. Darren fucking Ruff is gonna make the roster again. They're gonna pick him up.
I,
They didn't let him make it. They're just gonna
it's
pick
rough,
him up.
man. I mean,
Ah,
yeah, looking at his, I mean, he had awesome run value numbers on his four seamer and changeup last year. I mean,
yeah, his
negative
changeup was like
eight.
the sixth best in baseball, and
That
he
that
threw
is
it like
crazy,
400
man.
less times than people that were ahead of him did. It was actually insane.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm fully on the Ron the Don train, bro. I mean, his changeup is absolutely filthy. Just another, Yankees lab merchant, can I say? I
Yankees
mean,
lab
he
merchant,
he ended last year in like such like a sad way. He was going to be a big part of the postseason roster,
and that
and
shin
we
injury.
certainly
Damn it.
could have used him. And then the shin injury. I think his high school pitching coach was on Facebook, Yankees Facebook, saying that he's fine and he can pitch. The Yankees didn't think he was good. The Yankees didn't think he could pitch
No, and he got
through
shut
it.
down most of the offseason too, dude. He didn't start
Yeah.
throwing again until I think end of
So
January.
I guess it was, pretty. I guess his high school baseball coach was wrong on
Yeah, way to
Yankees
go,
Facebook.
dude. Way to go. Imagine if
Um,
Ron pitches and his shin just snapped. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Stop, bro. Don't even say. Yeah, would not have been worth it to get
The high
stopped.
school coach led us astray.
No,
But no, I
bro.
love I love seeing the Don pitch well. It's awesome. I
Yeah,
mean, as you
bro.
know, I met
And
the Don in spring. Oh, such a cool dude.
yeah,
Just a great
dude,
guy overall.
Jimmy Cordero looks absolutely awesome
Yeah.
too. Another,
His
he's
sinker
dude.
is
He
filthy.
filthy, dude. Hamilton, dude, the scariest looking guy in baseball, Ian Hamilton,
He's got a
dude.
nice little cutter rolling.
Yeah,
Clay
dude.
Holmes pitched exceptionally well as well in
Holmes
his
looked
last
very
start. Struck out
good.
the side. Like the
Yeah,
Yankees bullpen, I know
I mean,
Loizaga's gotten hit around a bit and King struggled a bit, but
it's
outside of
early,
that,
man. It's early.
it's so that's the thing. It's been 6
Yeah,
games, and you got people on like Twitter and Instagram and Facebook writing off some of these guys, and it's like, look, like Anthony Volpe already has haters, and I'm like, how do we have
does
haters
he?
for a guy that's 21 years old? Yeah, people are already saying like he's like striking out a ton. He's batting like 100, 180. And it's like, okay, but the dude's also like walking a ton and he's got like almost a 400 OBP and he's got 3 steals. So I think Volpe would definitely come around. I'm excited about this team this year, man. Like I know it doesn't look that much different on paper when you see the lineups out there. And when you have the games where it's like you have the Hicks, IKF, Donaldson, Higgy kind of bottom
The
half of the
core
lineup.
four, core four,
Good
baby.
core for Captain America, Kyle Higashioka. If only they played him in the WBC final, they probably would have won. But
Should
I
have pinch
just
hit him
think
for
that this team's
Trout.
different. Yeah, pitch hit him for Trout,
I think.
deprive everyone of the Otani at bat, and in comes
I
Higashioka.
mean, Trout struck out, so no, I don't
Yeah,
know.
Higgy would have put it into the seats. Uh, but I just think
No,
it's
bro.
different, man. I feel like this team is destined for great things this year. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean the vibes are awesome. I mean the vibes are also insane last year for a while.
Yeah,
So I mean, I don't want to get too ahead of myself,
it's a long
but
season.
it's a long season. Like this is the first week of many weeks. But I really like this team. Volpe, I think he looks pretty good. You know, his speed is awesome to watch. I think he's going to be a lot of fun. Couple of rookie mistakes early. That's okay. We know what we're signing up for. No big deal.
Yeah,
Um,
tomorrow's gonna be his 7th game in the
yeah,
league. Like we got to give the dude a little
yeah.
bit of
Oh my
time
god.
here. I mean, Mike Trout struggled insurmountably his first season.
Yeah,
Even
dude. A
look at
lot of
Judge's
people do.
first year.
Judge is
Remember
horrible,
Judge's
dude.
2016? We look
Dude,
back at his batting stance and everything.
yeah. No, and Volpe's been fine. Like he looks pretty
Yeah.
comfortable up there. No, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. Stanton's hitting balls, to the scoreboard in center field, which is ridiculous. Judge looks like his MVP self. Glaber resurgence. Oswaldo is awesome. DJ looks like healthy and back. I mean, he's
Yeah, a
driving the
couple doubles
ball,
in a dong already. He's
dude. Yeah,
lifting it. DJ La lift the baseball. No more DJ
yeah,
La ground out every day. This is
Legrand
great.
out. Dude, yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a lot of fun. We got the pitching lab up and running. Rodon, our big acquisition, hasn't even thrown a pitch for us this year, and like we're already getting excited. So Tommy Canely, him too. Like
Yeah,
it's gonna be a
incoherent
fun year.
noises. I'm just gonna go incoherent
Yeah,
Tommy noises. I'm just gonna go bother everybody.
we
Oh
need some
man.
of that. We need some of
We
that.
do need some of that. Having Tommy in the bullpen would be great. I used to like before the season started, I was like, Tommy and Ron are gonna be like talking to each other, picking each other's brains. And then I realized, I feel like Tommy would just like go over and just start talking at Ron Marinaccio. And then Ron would just like get up and scoot down the bench a little bit. And then Tommy would scoot down the bench. And just kind of overall just form a little bromance going on against the will of Ron Marinaccio. But it'd be great. But all right, Gabe, I think we're going to wrap this episode up. A little 27, 26 minutes of pure
It's
elite
cool.
content for the fans out there. Everyone that's listening to Fireside Yankees or watching this channel as well, please make sure to leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe if you're not. Let us know what you think about having Gabe continue to join the family. We love having him on. Everyone here at Fireside's a big fan of Gabe. And on Twitter, I mean,
Thanks.
50,000 people are fans of Playoff Tanaka on Twitter. How about that? The big 5-0
Yeah.
cake,
Thank you.
baby.
You guys soon. Fireside is killing it. Yo, get on everybody listening, get on the Fireside train, the bandwagon before while it's still cool, you know what I mean?
Well, it's
Like
still
what
cool.
before everyone's on it. You gotta get on it now. Subscribe, follow on Twitter, like.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't know how to
Gabe's
do
spit. No,
ads.
he's spitting the facts right there. Everyone knows. Gabe just did the run through. Also, of course, we are sponsored by Underdog Fantasy as well. So make sure to hop on Underdog Fantasy and pick your little fantasy overs, unders, whatever you want to toss out there. I mean, there's always new ones coming each day. We at Fireside Yankees have the Fireside Yankees parlay of sorts. So if you want to tail us, you know what to do. Go ahead and tail us. And when you sign up, use code Fireside and you get your deposits matched up to $100, ladies and gentlemen, up
What?
to $100. That's a fat hundred. That's half. That Gabe has half of that in Twitter followers. So we love to see that. But again, this has been a very fun episode. I love having Gabe on. Gabe's the man. Good
Thanks.
guy, great dude, great baseball
Thank
mind
you.
as well. Follow Playoff Tanaka on Twitter. Follow Fireside Yankees on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook. We have it all working. And of course, the last shameless plug to wrap up the episode. Empire Sports Media has all of your New York Yankee content. I'm pumping articles out daily. I'm getting like 3 out there. So if you want to support
Wow.
me and my awesome pursuit for the Baseball Writers Association, go ahead and do so. And
Do it.
subscribe to the
Dude,
channel as always.
Nick Nielsen to The Athletic. Get it trending.
Oh, yeah, me and Chris Kirshner collab.
Dude,
Let's do
dude,
it.
shout out Chris. Easily my favorite
He's
like
awesome.
person on Twitter right now.
Yeah,
And
Brendan are
he's
great.
a phenomenal writer too.
Yes,
Love
he
his
is.
stuff.
Yes, he is. I think he just had his first spring training with the organization where he was down there writing Yankees
Yeah,
content. So
yeah.
that's pretty
I
awesome to
hadn't
see.
heard too much of him before this year, but he's awesome. Very
He's a
active
great
on
dude.
social
Yeah,
media.
we had an episode with him on the channel as well. So if you wanted to
Really?
watch an episode with Chris Kirshner, go ahead and search it in the Fireside Yankees search channel, search bar. Chris
Ad.
Kirshner and Ryan Garcia sat down and chatted Yankees baseball. My co-host, Ryan Garcia, the man, the myth, the legend. But all right, we're gonna wrap this one up. Everyone, appreciate the love and support so far. We are coming for the crown this year here at Fireside Yankees. Recently crossed the 5K subscribers mark about a week or two ago, and we are about to cross the 10K subscribers mark in about a month or two. I am foreseeing it.
Let's
I am manifesting it.
go. Let's
Let's
go.
go.
Get on the
But all right,
train.
everyone. This is it from me and Gabe. You have anything you want to end the episode on by saying?
No. I was gonna no, never mind.
All
No,
right,
thank
love
you.
that. Love that. Well, Gabe, I love it when I toss the mic to you. You knew what to say. But with this
Yeah.
episode of Fireside Yankees, I'm Nick Nielsen. That's Gabriel, aka Playoff Tanaka, saying peace, later, adios.